Yes, Arian, long time no see. How are we doing today?
Uh, I don't know. I don't. Mixed feelings, man. I think one of my friends said this after the game, and it's very true. It's very much the opposite of a Conte win. How I'm feeling right now. Under Conte, we'd win, and you'd still be a little like, can we? I don't know if that was very convincing. And now here we lost, and you're just like, I'm still proud. Like I see what was there. But you can't be. So many things just happen where I just can't be happy. I can be proud. I can't be happy.
In terms, just a quick one. In terms of that Conte thing, do you think this was Ange's answer to Conte bringing Sanchez on at the end against AC
That's what I
Milan when we're
said.
down
I
to
said,
10
look,
men?
we need to go up the San Siro. Let's men bring Sanchez on. Where 9 men were playing suicide football, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Look,
Do you when you see Ange doing that with 9 men? We'll get into the incidents in a minute, but when you see Ange doing that with 9 men, are you like, this is just suicide? Like, what is he doing? Or are you just thinking? Because look, it nearly worked, didn't it? With a few chances near the end.
three
So you got
chances.
to
We had
say,
3 chances to score. We had
yeah.
three. We had Son who went 1-on-1 with Sanchez, and he made it. Well, pretty decent save in his defense. Bentancur, near miss, and Dyer scored a goal, was chalked up. That's 3 chances to score with 9 men. What else can you ask for? That it worked, and we lost by 3 goals in the end. And I think if we scored one of those, it probably wouldn't have happened. So, is what it is, man. Is what it is, and it's the identity. It's all this DNA talk and whatever. That's exactly what it is, and that's our DNA, and that's how we play, and it's the identity we have, and it makes you capable and proud of getting behind even the Emersons and the Dyers and all that, because look, they were all here for it today. They fought for us. They fought exactly how we would have out there. They all played for it, and there's this quote I saw on Twitter. It was from Ange's book. It said, "Look, if you switch up on the players, even with 9 men, they're gonna say, hang on, you wanted us to play football, possession football, 10 minutes ago. What's changed now? Why are we sitting in our box, dying in our box instead of trying to play the same football? Who cares if we have 9 men? You don't want to, you want to make sure that the message sent to the players that this is our identity. The players know that this is Tottenham. So, from a coaching standpoint as well, they've practiced that all week, all month, all season long. They haven't practiced sitting deep and absorbing pressure and doing that. That's what they did last year, and we saw how it was working then. Why would it work now? And they haven't been practicing it as much. So I think you stick to what you do best, and that's exactly what Ange did. And I'm here for it. And he's 10 times the football mind I am. So if he says it's right, it's right.
Talk to me about some of the incidences that happened throughout the game. Obviously, the red cards. Just talk to me about Romero in the first half, because
Okay.
he just had a nightmare, didn't he?
I think his performance before the red card was a nightmare. I don't think that was a red card though. I don't. I've been on record in the channel saying I play striker, and you said what kind of striker has the number 33, and you'd be correct because I've been moved to center back since. And as a center back, that's a challenge I would not only make, I would get up and celebrate. I don't think in any universe that's a red card, and I don't think here's the way I look at it. Right, you look at
Well,
the
if
Curtis
the
Jones incident,
yes, okay, exactly what I was going to
right?
bring up. Go on, go
You
on.
look at the Curtis Jones incident. He leads that challenge with his studs going downwards on Basuma's foot. The way Romero got into the challenge, he leads it with his side foot clearing the ball, and his momentum carries him into Enzo. Unfortunately, high up. That's correct. But he leads the way the challenges are led are completely different, and the intention is completely different. I'm not saying Curtis Jones had the intention to take down Basuma, but it is a strange action to stomp downwards on the ball. It's not a strange action to clear it when the ball is 10 yards away from your goal with a shot coming in. I don't think it. I think the nature of the decision is completely different, and the way I look at it is Curtis Jones could have done something else going for that tackle. I don't think Romero as a defender has another option. He has to clear the ball. He has to get rid of it. If the only way I can look at a red card and justify it is, did he have another option to prevent the goal legally? I don't think he did. He clears the ball while moving. I just don't know what he's supposed to do in that situation that doesn't result in him getting booked, or just letting Enzo have a free shot at goal. You know what I mean? If he did the only thing that was available to him as a defender, I don't get what else the referees expect him to do.
I guess the only retort to that would be when the foot is when he's going in with such force and his studs end up above the ankle, he's risking it, and we've seen that many times this season, haven't we? So I mean, it's hard to argue that one isn't, but the other ones we have seen this season are. isn't it?
I mean, the only one I have seen with my own two eyes is the Curtis Jones one. And I think that as far as the nature of the challenges go, they are different. I don't think they're like, just because it's going to the ball and ends up with studs, I don't think that makes them equal in just the eyes of the law. You look at them, you look at what Romero's doing, you look at what Curtis Jones is doing. I think they're completely different challenges. Just the nature of the challenge itself. So just for that reason, I can't justify that being a red in my eyes. I'm biased in it. Maybe I'm saying all this because I'm trying to justify it, but in my opinion, genuinely, I can't see how. What I don't see what they. It's like the handballs from 3 years ago, where Dyer jumps up and it just smacks his hand. What else is he supposed to do in that situation? If there's a reasonable explanation to what the ref can say, look, you should have done this instead, then you can say it's a good decision, right? But you can't tell Dyer against Newcastle to jump up and have his hands on his hips. That doesn't make sense. The same way here, you can't tell Romero just to let Enzo shoot, right? And he has to go with that kind of force because he's already he's trying to close down a space. He wasn't next to Enzo when he did that. He was trying to close down the space, and he goes into Enzo, but he goes through the ball first. That's the key thing. And in a game like this, where the temperature was hot, there was pushing, there was shoving, and none of it was even given. When you know, as a player and as a defender, when you're in that situation, when you're in that boiling pot, right? Everyone's amped up. Enzo was expecting a challenge with physicality, and Romero gave it to him. I just, if there was a reasonable answer to the referee said, okay, instead of doing that challenge, you should have done this challenge, it would make sense to me. But there isn't, and I don't see another thing Romero could have done as a defender. Because if he leaves him and leaves Enzo shoot, then we're all saying, what the fuck are you doing, Romero? Why are you letting Enzo shoot? Do you know what I mean?
But I don't know. I feel like this season, Romero has been very controlled with his aggression, and he's done it superbly, and he's really played off Van de Ven. But today it just felt like he was wild. I felt like he was wild today, and he was off his rocker, and I don't know what was up with him. He was kicking out. Even the first goal that Sterling got chalked off, Romero was up the pitch pushing Silva. He was getting all sorts of fights. I'm guessing, look, it's a London derby, and that's part of Romero that I love. I don't want to take it away from him, but he's also got to take responsibility when he does stupid shit, and I think he was doing that today, unfortunately. And I think, look, everyone talks about his red cards and, you know, it's going to cost us, all that kind of thing. Sergio Ramos, how many red cards did he get in his career?
Oh,
and he's one of the best centre backs, you know, in Europe or ever, you know. So I don't think just because he gets the odd red card that's going to mean that he's not worth having in the team. I disagree with that, but sometimes, like today, it's going to cost you, and I don't think it did cost us today.
I think if he got it sent off for the kick out at Colwell, it would have been more justified. I wouldn't have come in here defending because I think that was rash. I'm surprised he didn't get booked for that. Honestly, I was very surprised to see it, especially with I thought, okay, well, because they did one thing with the VAR, they can't go back again. But that's exactly what they did for the penalty and red card. So I was just thinking, so why have you not sent him off earlier? Because that was more of a red card to me than his challenge was. Same with the one they checked on Udogie, which honestly, the Udogie one that they checked was even more baffling to me because he goes in with one foot.
You think the Udogie didn't deserve a red card as well?
I don't think the Udogie one was a foul to begin with. I thought because look, what happened is he came in with one foot. I think at the very end he like snuck in his second foot, which was very strange. But he led the challenge with one foot. And neither foot made contact with him as far as I saw. And if it did, it was very minimal contact. So, and they described it as an orange card. I was thinking that's not a foul. If it's a card, it's barely a yellow card. So I guess just the threshold I have on how rough a challenge is might just be wildly different than the Premier League's.
Now, on a yellow card, though, was the second yellow justified?
I think the second yellow was justified. Sterling might be going down before his main card. It doesn't matter. That's a stupid slide in, and Sterling's looking for it, and he has every right to look for it in that situation. So, what can you do about that? He's a young player, inexperienced. I think got to him. You know, he made the incredible interception there to stop the attack, and then did that right afterwards, which is frustrating. But it's what it is at the end of the day. I can't fault him for too long, you know, because when you're in that tense game with 10 men and you're running your socks off, you can't even think straight. So he was just trying to put a foot in like everybody else, won that ball, go on a counterattack, and he made a mistake. Mistakes happen.
But today was costly more off the pitch potentially than maybe with the result because you know, Van de Ven looks like he's got a bad injury. Apparently, he left the stadium on crutches today. He looked like he's in a lot of pain. Madison went off injured in the first half as well, but hopefully he doesn't look too bad. Romero's going to be out for 3 games. Udogi's going to be out for a game. Is today the day for you that it all came crashing down a bit? Not crashing down, that's harsh, but maybe a bit of a reality, maybe a reality check.
Look, I think, yeah, in terms of reality checks, because look, this is what everyone's been talking about, and honestly, everyone's been wanting in the media as far as I can tell. Oh, when Tottenham get injured, when Tottenham get injured, it's happened. Happy now. Yeah, look, I think the biggest miss out of all of those is going to be Van de Ven. Madison looks like he's going to be fine, but Van de Ven, what he brings, that recovery pace, that class, that confidence, I mean, just you can only hope it's just not forever. I think it's going to be a maximum of what, like 3-4 months, whatever. I think the worst we've seen was Harry Kane's rupture as Brian Davis. I don't think it's as bad because Kane quite literally tore his hand, like the muscles disconnected. It didn't look like that's what happened with Van de Ven, at least.
I mean,
what do I
he
know?
looked like in serious pain. I wouldn't be surprised
Looked
if he
serious
did.
pain. Maybe, but even the thing is, the two encouraging things with that are, first of all, I don't think the recovery time was like as long as like Bentancur's was with like 8 months. I think it's like 3-4 months. I think, right? And second of all, Kane has not got a hamstring injury since. So I guess our medical team know what to do when it comes to that specific injury. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Knock on wood. You know, you don't want to jinx anything, but that's going to be a huge blow. And I think our next 3 games where Romero is going to be out are Wolves, Villa, and Man City, which are Wolves, I think, are the easiest out of that line. I don't think Wolves are a particularly easy team to play against. So Villa and City back to back without Romero or Van de Ven probably is going to be some challenge. But you know what? This season was always the kind of season where I don't think anyone had expectations, and if we had expectations, I don't think any of us genuinely had them for the title. If we get anywhere near that top 5, top 6, I'm not going to complain. And I think more than anything, the fact that everyone was still cheering in full voice after 4-1 is just the best response to tonight, because everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. There was not a single thing that you beforehand, someone asked you, what do you not want? You don't want red cards, you don't want a penalty, you don't want injuries. All of that happened. Every single thing that you would have listed off as you don't want to happen happened. And at the end of the day, I think we left that with happier with the performance than the Chelsea fans did. Genuinely, because I think Chelsea, I think they're going to be dreading that next game, because that was not a convincing performance with 9 men to me. I don't think it really was.
Also,
either.
if it was Van de Ven there and not Dyer, I don't know. I feel like he would have caught Jackson a few more times than Dyer did.
Definitely. I mean, look, Dyer, all credit to him, and all credit to fucking Vicario. That is best goalkeeper performance I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. Premier League, Champions League, Europe, whatever league you want to think of, that is the best goalkeeping performance. He was a center back half the game. Just
and a good one.
And a good one. He would have started last season for us. I don't think there's a keeper in world football on better form than Vicario. And I think just the only one that's better than him on merit is Alisson at the moment, because he is an absolute unit of a goalkeeper. Nothing can get past this man under normal circumstances. Under normal circumstances, there's not a goal that goes past. He's absolutely incredible at every aspect of being a goalkeeper, with his feet, sweeping, catching crosses, which I guess is what we thought he was weak at in preseason. Which goes to show preseason is just so deceiving. What a player, man. Dyer gave a fantastic. Højbjerg came in, was absolutely phenomenal. Højbjerg was. I thought he was our second best player on the pitch, followed by Porro, who was outstanding. Just everybody in that back line, I think, just fought really well. Emerson was great. I think what was Højbjerg playing left back at some? I couldn't even tell what he was doing, but he was everywhere. He was Mr. Everywhere tonight. Everybody was just, and look, I'm so proud of that. You know, it does fill me with a little bit of hope that we can still perform well against the likes of Wolves and Villa and just Man City. I am shitting bricks for that game, but besides that, I think I'm still hopeful that we can go into the season with positive results after positive results. It does kind of suck that our undefeated run is over though.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult considering injuries now, but look, Everyone's been, as you saying, everyone's been talking about, well, when these injuries come, what's going to happen when kind of we've been watching every Spurs game in a bit of a dreamland before this. Everyone's fit, everyone's playing well. It's all been hunky dory for the first 10 games, and literally it's been wiped out in a 45-minute spell, like completely decimated. And now we're going to have to see what this team is really made of. And now with a makeshift team and a makeshift defenders, we're going to see what Ange is all about and what he can really do. But look, Arian, always great to chat to you, my friend. And we'll see you very soon. Lovely to see you.
I'll be here for Wolves after we win. And as always, come on, you Spurs!